Welcome to another live stream, folks. Let's get rolling.
Get him to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, his
I
blog.
mean, you got to write a script.
I know.
I know. But I've got to write something.
Rest in
He
peace,
hasn't
Ralphie
sat down
Tate.
to write the script, and he just feels that he wants to exercise his writing muscle. Artie,
I publish a book, JD's blog.
I would call it an
Ralph's
unsuccessful
about to
life.
call in.
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah,
Oh
Ralph.
my God,
All
Ralph.
right,
Excuse me. Did Artie just say that he could do 20 push-ups?
He said in his
In
when he was his age.
20s.
Oh, I thought.
And I could probably do close to that now.
He could do it. He did them recently.
He's
did
a
him.
strong man.
I did 22 recently. Yeah.
Trust me, if you saw him run out of this room after Teddy, the guy's not weak.
Hey, speaking about that and promos and stuff. Did you hear the promo for the replay of the Artie thing?
No,
I think they're sort of glorifying his.
they are. Tim came in and goes, plug the fact that we're having the big Artie weekend this weekend. Where
Big Artie blow special.
But
Tim
Artie-
came in with corporate orders. He went, they got to pump up the Artie blow up.
come on, doesn't that send the wrong message?
Yes.
Yes, we love sending the wrong message.
No,
we've been
but
sending the wrong
seriously.
message for the last 30
It'd
years.
be really great if he got his hands wrapped around his throat. That'd be the greatest moment ever.
Well,
Ralphie
it would be higher
Tate.
ratings. Yes. All right, thank you,
Ralphie
Ralph.
Tate.
All
All
right.
right, there you go,
All
Ralph.
right.
Ralph worried about society.
Ralph worried
also.
about society.
Well, you got retards like Sal around there. Now he's probably going to go in. Who knows?
That's right. Thank you. Retards like Sal. I got retards like you running around, Ralph. All right, JD, good luck with your blog. Sounds like you're onto something big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine him sitting at that computer thinking of shit to write. What's your next blog about? Do you know?
It's gonna be. I don't know.
You do too.
You should try to look for some new
What?
material stuff that's not on
Something
YouTube
Yeah, I'm
already.
not gonna blog anymore.
Well, you
Are
know,
any links on you,
Fuck
Charlie?
everyone like that.
Oh, jeez.
in
YouTube
12
is all I
years,
know,
when
buddy.
Officially get my website.
If
off
you
the
got any
ground,
links, send them.
JD at gigs. He's doing a video blog. JD
Where he talks?
Well, like, no,
Yeah.
well, no, I haven't really been doing that.
because he wants to be a filmmaker.
Hi, this is a video blog.
Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have some sort of voiceover on it. You're gonna like talk to the people, interview the people.
Yeah, here and there. It was just like I thought it was just gonna be like a lot of backstage stuff and whatnot.
We sent that JD to that, what was it, Night of Too Many Stars?
It was yeah, Night of Too Many Comedians or something for Comedy Central.
You want to hear him interview people?
Yes.
All right. Who's your best one? Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman?
This is the Robert Smigel thing for autism.
Oh,
He
okay.
does it every year. John Stewart hosts it.
All right, here's JD interviewing. I'll start with Richard Belzer. How'd that go?
I don't know. He was just annoyed. He had like a dog with him, and
He always has his dog
yeah,
now.
I don't know. The dog. It was funny. The railing almost fell on the dog. The dog so, who is the most overrated comic in showbiz today?
What are you looking for? Are you asking other people that?
Yes.
What's the who wins?
Well, no one yet.
Well, who are they mentioning?
No one.
Come on, no one's.
You're actually the first person I asked.
Oh.
I have a lot of questions here. I can ask you,
That's not a fair
like,
question.
why are female comics not funny?
That's not true. You know? Why are you trying to be provocative? Did you ask Sarah Silverman that question?
What's the worst?
What's your fucking life on?
What's the worst thing about being you?
The worst thing about being me, talking to you.
Describe Howard Stern in one word.
Genius.
Thank you very much.
Okay, very nice to see you.
Richard Belzer, good guy. Anybody who calls me a genius is a good guy. Here's JD with Kelsey Grammer, the star of Frasier and his new show I don't know the name of.
Kelsey, Sirius Satellite Radio. Thank you. Who will you be voting for and why?
John McCain.
And what happened with you and Howard Stern?
What happened with us?
Still like him?
I have nothing against Howard Stern.
Just still come on the show?
Well, I haven't been asked.
You haven't been asked.
Say that in.
What, he run away from you?
Yeah.
Why are you Howard Stern?
Haven't asked.
How'd it go with Sarah Silverman? You must be attracted to her.
She's very cute, yes.
Yeah, you want her, right?
I don't know if I want her.
What do you
Why?
want?
What do you want?
Not
you don't want
her, not
Lisa
Lisa.
G.
You don't
You don't want
want
Sarah
anyone?
Silverman.
You know what? Like, I don't know.
You want that chick Flo Rida brought in?
Yes. Like her.
Here is
Ashley.
JD and Sarah Silverman, the comedian.
Sarah, Howard Stern.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Sarah?
I don't even know where to start with this.
Why, what's wrong?
What are you gonna ask me?
No, what are your feelings about what happened on Thursday?
I'm I can't get my head around it. My head is spinning. My heart is sunken. I can't believe we have to wait a week.
She's talking about, of course, the Artie incident.
Artie's blow up.
If he went to Amsterdam, then maybe everything's okay. I just hope he comes back.
Yeah. If you could kill one celebrity in Hollywood, who would it be? And why?
Nobody. You.
Why me?
I don't know. Something about the hair, facial hair, and the teeth and the smile.
Is Ellen DeGeneres funny?
Come home, Marty. I love Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's really funny. Come home, Marty. We love you. This has got to come from inside you. I love you so much.
Rate me on a scale from 1 to 10.
Rate you on a scale from 1 to 10?
Guys, did you get Jimmy and Ben a wedding gift? I gotta move her on, guys. Your boy gotta move her on, guys.
Thank you, sir.
She was saying she loves me, and you crowbar in a question about you.
Yeah.
It's my first time, Artie. I'm sorry. It's very unprofessional of me.
Beth went to Jimmy Kimmel's show last night. She's in L.A.
Uh-huh.
And I said to her, like, well, why are you not coming home? Like she was done. She had some business to do there. She wrapped it all up, and I said to her, I go, like, why are you hanging out today? She goes, well, my flight's first thing in the morning. I go, yeah, but like she was going to dinner with Jimmy and some other people, and going to Jimmy's show.
Jimmy's show's a party in the back by the green room. They have a big bar.
Oh,
that
great!
People go to.
I go, what are you? What are you? Party Central? I was like, I want you in LA.
It's more of a JD
Married.
video. As soon as it's over, I'm gonna.
I need service.
Where were they
put
going? Were
a
they going
Ralph
out like
video.
a full night? Of
Yeah,
like,
they were going out. I never heard from her again, so it must have been a
The
good
Ralph
night.
I hate
Argues
that when you
video.
check. I'm like, I hate not getting the update late because your mind starts.
I'm like, come home and watch me play chess. Come home and watch me blog. Let's see. Oh, Senator Robert. He's not a senator.
Who?
It's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's not a senator.
Oh, whatever he is, I don't know.
Yeah, Richard put that in. I think Richard.
Well, I
Yeah,
think I told Richard
His
that.
father was a senator.
Right.
He's something.
No, he's Robert Kennedy Jr. He's not
Okay.
anything.
Dude, I don't know.
He's an
You don't know. You
I
don't
don't
know that
know.
he's not a senator.
I at least know his name. I don't know his like professional status.
Fucking retards all working here.
Sorry. I just have one quick question. Do you support the merger between XM and Sirius Satellite Radio?
I don't really know. I think it's going to be good in some ways because I'll be able to get all of those stations.
What happened to him? How come he sounds
He
so?
has I remember we talked about once. He's got something wrong with his vocal cords.
Oh wow.
Wow, that sounds depressing.
Yeah.
Man, you can hardly speak.
Who's Susie Essman? I don't even know who that is.
She's a comedian. She's on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
She's
very funny. Woman.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, she's a great roaster, and on Curb Your Enthusiasm, she's hilarious.
Hello, Sirius Satellite Radio.
And who are you?
Susie Essman.
And who will you be voting for and why?
Oh, I don't reveal that information.
Do you think comedy is too vulgar these days?
What the fuck kind of question is that, asshole?
Do you think Pam Anderson is misguided or just stupid?
Do I think she's misguided or just stupid? I don't know her personally, but the fact that she's visiting the president right now, as we speak, I believe, makes me believe that they're on a very similar level.
Is that true that she was visiting
She was
the president?
visiting President Bush.
I read in the paper today that she was invited to the White House correspondence thing at the Hilton.
Oh, really?
They were, asking celebrities to go. She's one.
I'd invite her too.
Yeah, why not? Well, I can't. She's 40 now.
Why is Richard Simmons having such a hard time finding the right woman?
Because he's gay. What kind of stupid fucking question is that?
Are you a fan of Howard Stern?
You know what? I like Howard. Yes.
Describe Howard in one word.
Funny.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mary McCormick told me last night I look really good.
I told you you developed a look that worked. Yeah, that chick Susie Essman. That was a little taste of it on that Curb Your Enthusiasm. She plays Larry David's manager's wife, and she just screams vulgarities at Larry David because she hates him, and their dynamic together is so funny. He looks at her like she's a monster from outer space.
He's actually afraid of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was Triumph the Insult Comic Dog funny with you? I haven't heard it.
Yeah, he's funny.
Sirius Satellite Radio. Howard
God, what's going to happen? Oh my God. Oh fuck, man. I heard it go down with Artie. Oh fuck, man. Here's my theory. I think Sally's behind the whole thing, man. What a fucking asshole, Sally. But you know who really pisses me off? Fucking Richard, man. Where the fuck was he when Artie needed help? I'm just going to keep talking to myself and pretend that Howard's listening.
What do you think about?
I have imaginary conversations with me holding the phone and Howard and Artie listening, man.
What do you think about Artie's weight gain? Are you worried for Artie?
Artie's gaining weight? I haven't noticed. I thought once you hit 500, it's pretty much, you know, can he still get out of his room?
Barely.
Or is he one of those guys who, you know, that's what I want to see. I want to see, you know, him do the show from his bed, you know, and not be able to, you know, be one of those guys where he's completely bedridden and has to be hooked up, you know, to a microphone, and I got nothing.
Describe Howard in one word.
Ouch!
If you could kill one celebrity in Hollywood, who would it be and why?
It would be, if I could kill one celebrity.
Yes.
Well, it depends on what you consider a celebrity. See, on Howard's show, it's basically any fucking idiot who walks off the street. Celebrity. So, you know, you have to give me a realistic,
like A-list, you know, movie.
A-list. Okay, so now we're not talking about Richard.
No.
Or Sal. No, we're more like in the Baba Booey. No? John Hine? Higher than John Hine? Is it possible? I don't listen to anything but Howard radio anymore. So, you know, because I wanted to lose all sense of reality. I just sit in my car 24 hours a day, listen to Howard, listen to the round table. The round table guys, those are the celebrities I want to be.
Like my
Nivea là một cái
You can't get the guests here on time.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to get them here on time. That's not my fucking problem. Okay?
I'm a
It's your
problem.
fucking problem. It's the fucking in demand's problem.
It's our problem.
This stupid douchebag's problem over there. The boy. Hey, boy, go get the food.
Boy.
Boy, the phone's ringing. The deli masters is delivering.
All right, who's here?
Yeah. You're going to have to get the food when he's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Boy. Get the box.
Hey, don't bust my balls. I'll forget to ask you what you want for breakfast.
I don't really give a shit. Grillo's here. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Much better now that I'm here.
So, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird, ain't it?
There's a little.
I don't really get it, but I'm here. I'm not going to complain.
What do you feel that
Rockstar Grillo
that John Stamos was stolen from you?
Yeah, man. Ralph totally cockblocked me. He's a prick.
What do you think? What do you think he did?
I just remember the look on his face when he saw how much John did for me, or how much we hung out. Like it was like a look of disdain, like where he just kind of just paused for a second and was like, and you could see in his house, like in his head, like, how could Stamos be hanging out with fucking Grillo? He should be hanging out with me.
Ralph, so what's going on with you and Grillo?
I don't know. Apparently, from what I understand, he's upset that I stole John Stamos from him, apparently.
You weren't aware of this?
No, I wasn't aware of this. And, I think I had heard something about it maybe years ago, but apparently it's sitting with him for a while. So something going on with him I'm not aware of. And we're going to find out. I'm as interested as the audience to find out what the fuck he's talking about.
So we'll try to settle this today.
Yeah, apparently John can only have one friend from the Howard Stern show, and I took that position away from Grillo. So
All right. Lisa G headlines, and then we'll hear from Grillo, and he'll finally get to air his grievance with Ralph.
Lisa Glassberg takes shit at work.
All right, Lisa, what do you have for us from the Howard 100 newsroom?
Good morning, Howard. John Hein and Jason Kaplan's fast food show returns to Howard 101 Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and the guys are looking for help from fans. Monday's show will feature a taste test of many types of fast food as possible to determine the best and worst. Only problem, some of the fast food chains are on West Coast only, including the beloved In-N-Out Burger. So if anyone happens to be traveling from the West Coast to back here in the East Coast and are able to bring back an In-N-Out Burger from Monday's show, John Hein says he would be thrilled. Just call the Howard 100 News tip line at 877-H100-TIP or email howard100news@SiriusXM.com.
They don't care how old it is, right?
I got to tell you something. I love those two guys. I like the show. I like the fast food show. I know a lot of people eat fast food, but I got to tell you, these two fatzos. John Hein and Jason.
Well, they look like they eat fast food.
They do. And they found a way to get free fast food by having a fast food show. And I got to tell you, I've never
it has not been good for them.
I've never seen physiques like this. And you want to know something? When your physique really comes into play. I told you how to go to the dermatologist the other day to get a checkup. And I'm laying there on his bench in my underpants. And I'm turning, he has me turning upside down, around, and this and that. He flipped me. And he said to me, you know what? Because you're in some shape. You look terrific. Now, let me tell you something. When you got to take your clothes off in front of other people.
Well, obviously, they're not going to the doctor.
They're not. They're not going anywhere, those two.
Howard, in the interests of equal time, then, you should have Richard Christie and Scott the engineer host a healthy food show.
Well, no one wants to hear that. What is it, Ralph?
Yes, they do.
And doesn't it sound awful? They're going to eat a hamburger that came from California, like cold. The good thing about fast food is it's hot, and
Well, Lisa, thank you. I'm going to now, Ralph. As long as you're here, stay here. Yes. Take a seat down on that couch, and let's get Gorillo in here and get to the bottom of this. Robin, I became aware some months ago that Steve Gorillo had a major. Steve Gorillo used to be our intern.
Yes.
Everybody remembers Gorillo. He talks like this. Fred, you know how he talks. He talks. My Fred.
I have a burning desire to be in the movie business.
Right.
My Fred says she's
There is Steve Gorillo right now. It's time to air out a beef and get this worked out. Gorillo has been walking around telling everyone for years this story. And, I finally said, well, Steve, if you really want to get this out on the air, let's get it out and let's talk it over.
This must be a long-held beef. You don't see Ralph all that much, do you?
No, I've been holding this since about 96.
Wow.
I think Gorilla holds on to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Steve, well, I've heard your story, and let's see if we can't tell it in a reasonable way. Steve, of course, you were a former intern here, beloved. I even dedicated my book to you, my second book.
Yes, once again, thank you.
Yes, I dedicated my book to you. We made fun of your speech for years. We would say, my Fred said that they're both Zegses.
My Fred says she's both Zegses.
Now I'm going to cook the potato.
I'm going to cook Howard's potato.
You wanted that at 8? Wait a second. Yes, Gorilla. Every day at 8 o'clock, I want a potato. Oh, I thought you meant that you didn't want it. You want it the other day, not today.
I thought that was
No. Every day at 8.
Steve, you...
I was pretty good. My percents were pretty high. Come on.
Steve, let's talk about what happened between you and Ralph, and more importantly, between you and John Stamos.
Yeah.
And I happen to remember that, in all seriousness, that you were really good friends with John Stamos. How did you become friends with John Stamos?
Because of the show, obviously.
Right.
But I worked at a nightclub at the time, and Stamos' friend Was used to work there.
Right.
And Was used to bring Stamos in, and I became friends. Stamos is a big fan of the show, and he kind of like warmed up to me and started like kind of spilling his guts.
I remember, he
spilling his guts.
He used to spill his guts. He used to be like, I know why Howard won't have me on the show. I'm a boring guest, and I understand, but I really love the show, and I want to come on, but I know I'm horrible on the air. So it was kind of like, he was like honest with me,
You became a confidant of John's.
Yeah.
And as a result, you developed a very close friendship with him in a way, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I was like,
Did you have his phone number?
Yeah, sure. I used to, it was weird. Like there was one time when like South Park first came out.
Yeah.
And I guess they were goofing on him or something.
Right.
And he called me and he was like, could you explain this to me, please? Like he was like kind of like, so I was like.
So when South Park was goofing on John Stamos, He would call you,
yeah,
because he was upset that after all they're making fun. And so you were someone that he really
were
turned to.
Well, I wouldn't say like he's telling me like his deep dark secrets, but it wasn't like he was like blowing me off. We had like real conversations.
You know, speaking of South Park, you know those guys did that movie Team America?
Yeah.
John brought me on set for that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Saw them filming it. It was
All
really
right, so
cool.
Steve, this gets into your problem with Ralph.
Yeah.
You feel at some point you had the relationship with John Stamos that Ralph now enjoys. Ralph now gets chosen to go to the set of South Park.
Yeah.
Ralph gets
Disney,
you know what got my goat? Yeah, that's what got my goat.
Kevin Spacey, all kinds of fun
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I know.
It
was like we were friends, and then I was telling Ralph all this shit that I was doing with Stamos, and then I remember like there was this look in his face, like of total disgust.
Right.
Like, and he looks off, and I'm like in the middle of the conversation, he just kind of like glared off, and like had this like look like he just like ate like sour grapes, and
As
he
if
was
you
like,
got the hot girl.
Yeah,
Ralph
you could just
didn't.
see he was like in his head, like almost like I could read his lips, like I got to do something about this. This can't happen.
Ralph,
I should be friends with Stamos, not Grillo.
Yeah, you would even voice some discontent that John Stamos was friends with an intern.
Yeah, no, it concerned me. I had to get on this. So
You jumped on it like a bum on a sandwich.
So anyway, Steve,
I wrote that earlier today.
Steve, so talk about, so you had this close relationship, and now over the years, slowly Stamos distanced himself from you.
Yeah, because I know Ralph like a little gremlin was in his head going, you don't want to hang out with an intern. He's an intern. I'm Howard's friend. I go to his house, you know, like you don't want to be like associated with just an intern.
So,
and I know this had to happen.
When you hear that Ralph goes to Disney with John Stamos, when you hear he goes to his home, when John was going through his divorce, finally got single, Malibu, Ralph's there with all the models.
Yeah.
I've even stayed at John's house when he's not there for a few days. He was away. He left me his house.
Weren't you there when Stamos got married and you were there with Rebecca and John?
I went to the wedding.
You went to the wedding.
Parties at the house.
You cock blocked me.
Yeah. Do you feel honestly now?
Yeah. What?
Do you feel Ralph stole John from you?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I know he did, and he gloats about it. He's gloating. Well, because obviously I am an intern, and I'm not that important. So he like kind of splashed a little face on Stamos. You know, he splashed a little water on Stamos' face. He woke up and was like, I probably shouldn't be hanging out with this guy. When really he's a good guy, and we were friends.
So in a sense, Stamos really kind of didn't get it. Ralph kind of tipped him off that you were only a mere intern.
Well, it was too late after that because Stamos realized I was a nice guy, and we became friends outside of what the show was.
Was there a time when Ralph was moving in on Stamos that you like were still friends with Stamos?
No, it was like Hitler in Germany, and just right into Poland.
Right. So
yeah, he didn't.
How did it happen? How did Ralph inch his way in? Like how did this happen? How did you?
Yeah,
let this
I just remember it was like, I don't know, something was supposed to happen, and then I didn't wind up going. Then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, Ralph's still in L.A.? Oh, we were in L.A. I think, you know what? It was when we were at Sky Bar, and it was like really cool. It was like Clooney was there that night. And it was like John was really nice, introduced me to everybody.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like everybody went home, and like Ralph wound up staying. And all of a sudden, he's like, it was like Ralph's still in L.A. And all of a sudden, it was like he called in. He goes, yeah, I went to fucking Disney with Stamos. And I was like, fuck, he really jumped in there quick. It was like right around the same time.
Let me ask him, do you ever have...
You left too early, man.
Yeah, I did. It's like, that hot chick.
Dope.
Yeah, I missed it.
Do you ever say to yourself, like sort of in a nightmare, gee, I shouldn't have taken Ralph to that bar that night when Clooney and Stamos were there?
Yeah, it was probably something like that, sure.
How'd you, there are times where a lot of us will keep certain friends apart from other friends because you don't want them mixing into that world.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you something. You're telling me that Grillo took Ralph?
No, Stamos ran off with Ralph, and Ralph stole Stamos.
How did Ralph get you? Did Grillo invite Ralph to the Sky Bar?
Yes.
That
was a mistake.
My fatal mistake.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Ralph, did you steal? Now, I got to tell you, Steve.
I don't know where to start with this moron.
Go ahead. I'll let you handle it. Because my impression, Steve, is that if John Stamos liked you,
he could be friends with both of you.
He could be friends with both of you.
Not according to Ralph.
No. John told me he can only be friends with one person from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Gorilla, you're fucking nuts. I said nothing. You're so fucking delusional about everything. Like when you called me to work at Nobu. He calls me. He wants a job at Nobu. Call Richie. I'm lucky Richie lets me in there to eat.
Right.
Oh, I don't know that.
He wants to be a waiter at Nobu. He trains those guys for like 2 years to work at Nobu.
I don't know. Did I call you about Nobu?
Yes, you did.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, who's Ralph to get you a job?
Well, I don't know. It sounds like Ralph's like, a big shot over there. I just thought maybe if he knew somebody, not to talk, just say like, hey, yeah, go speak to this guy. You know what I'm saying?
But you are holding a hostility to Ralph.
I wouldn't say it's a hostility. It's just something that I was kind of, it bugged me. And it was like I had a conversation with Ganji one day and he was like, that's pretty funny. I went, yeah. And it was like in passing, but yeah, it was just, I don't lose sleep over you, Ralph. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it because I'm good friends with John. I stole him perfectly. There's not one thing that you said is concrete. It's all in your mind. I made a look, and you think I said something to John. You could get Stamos on the phone right now. I said nothing to John about you. You don't come up in conversation.
No, back then.
And John actually, no, back then what?
Like when you first started hanging out, you didn't get into John's head. You can't remember a drunken conversation maybe you had with Stamos. Like really, you shouldn't be hanging out with Grillo.
And I'll tell you the honest truth. I talked to him about this the other day. And I don't know exactly what he said, but it was words to effect that you were sort of wanted to be an actor, and was a little like Gorilla's probably hitting him up for a role or something.
I never ever did that ever.
I don't know,
ever,
but John said it was more about you being an actor. It wasn't really a friendship.
Don't you think your issue is with John, not Ralph?
Yeah, John too. Sure, why not?
You just can't get a hold of John.
Yeah, he's not returning my phone calls.
So in other words,
Howard, he's insane.
If I'm insane, I'm insane, but it's not what I think.
In other words, Grillo, this feeling is never going to leave you that Ralph sabotaged your relationship.
I've been over it for a long time.
No, but you're always going to feel that Ralph sabotaged, that Ralph's kind of a weasel and weaseled his way into your action.
Yeah, something like that, sure.
Yeah.
Do you believe me when I tell you that I didn't, or
something like that? Sure.
I'll take your word for it. Sure.
When was the last time?
Maybe John just doesn't like you.
Maybe it's a very good possibility, but at that time,
like you say, he's
it.
pouring his heart out to you. That doesn't sound like he's pouring his heart out.
No, I didn't say.
He said that to 20 people. He doesn't think he'd be a good guest on the show because he's not going to be honest about who he banged.
He's a good actor. Then it sounded very sincere. Like I was like the only person.
No, but it's like, yeah, I've even heard him say that.
Yeah, I mean,
when was
I think it was in the paper.
When was the last time you had contact with Stamos?
I was rollerblading down Fifth Avenue when I bumped into him.
When was this?
Probably 5 or 6 years ago.
And what happened then?
He actually gave me his number again.
Have you ever called his number?
I did. I called him a little bit, like, because I think he was doing a play, and I knew, like, when you're doing a Broadway play, that it takes a lot out of you. So I kind of didn't bother him, and then I guess he was done with the play, and I didn't realize, and I just sort of let it go. I lost the number.
Dope. You want to be friends with the guy, and then you don't call him.
I don't like to bother people sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
In other words, Ralph is good at bothering people. He's aggressive.
Well, I think he has. That thing's not there for him.
Right.
That shame factor, I guess.
Right.
Shame factor. The guy gives you his number. He expects you to call him. You dope.
Yeah, well, if so, you call someone twice, they don't call you back. That means they're busy.
I feel like I'm trapped in Entourage.
Okay, so you call
Entourage. I feel like this is the who was that playmate who got stalked and shot?
Dorothy Stratton.
I feel like I'm in the Dorothy Stratton story. It is true that Ralph is the king at sort of schmooze.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe I'm a little jealous. What can I tell you?
I got to tell you, I've had Ralph, I'll befriend Jimmy Kimmel. The next thing I know, he's at dinner with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I'll befriend.
So you kind of know how I feel.
I'm not jealous. You know what I mean? I got my own thing.
Howard, actually, you called me the other day and go, what are you doing, friends with Jimmy?
See? Okay, I smacked him around. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, like I had Natalie Maines, the great Natalie Maines from Dixie Chicks in my home. 2 minutes later, he's at dinner with Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks in Hawaii.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, so
you know what? Maybe I'm jealous, Ralph. Maybe that's the bottom line.
I'll give you some lessons. Don't be creepy and don't stare at people. Like at Robin's event, people said to me, "Who's that guy in the corner who's staring at everybody?"
Is that
staring
true?
at everybody?
Yeah.
Like, who?
You.
Who am I staring at? You?
I don't know.
You and Gary, the only two people in front of me.
I don't know. People were asking me. Who's that beady-eyed guy in the corner?
Okay,
my wife thought you were a little suspicious.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
She ran right away. So Ralph.
Yes.
So now you realize there is somebody out there who is very, very jealous of you. And you and Grillo used to be quite close. I know that you two partied pretty heavily.
Yeah, no, we did. And you know what?
Has this driven a wedge?
Well, no. I'm going to tell you something. Ralph turned his back on me once I left the show. That was kind of weird.
No,
I left the show and Ralph I was like, hey, you used to be like, Ralph, you want to go meet me here? Yeah, sure. And then it was like, never returned my phone call anymore. I was like, that hurt me probably more than anything else.
Is Ralph a backstabber?
I don't think he's a backstabber. I don't think he backstabbed me.
But
I think that's probably now that you bring it up. Now I really didn't think about that. But when I did leave the show, Ralph like stopped returning my phone calls altogether.
So he
and I
ran
thought,
off
I thought we were good friends.
So he ran off with Stamos, a connection that would have been great. You could have been at Disney. I mean, that would have been you at Disneyland. That would have been you.
I guess maybe now that I think about it, I was just kind of more angry that he.
And John actually got me an acting job. I have a meeting in LA next week.
Ralph, why did you
plenty
stop?
of that going
why
on
did
too.
you? I happen to know you guys were very close. There was a time where you were so close. I don't even want to say how close.
Some things are better left unsaid. But
talk about that, Steve.
Oh, that was one of the.
Let it out now.
I can let it out now. I'm much more
Steve's
comfortable about
tell
the
the
whole thing.
story. Go ahead.
This was probably.
This is how close Steve and Ralph were. I've known about this.
Yeah,
for
I
years,
know
Robin.
you've been good about keeping your mouth shut. I got to thank you for that.
I did it out of respect for you guys.
You did. Thank you.
But Robin,
we've talked about it on the air, haven't we?
No, we
not.
never have.
Go ahead. Talk about that night.
Me and Ralph got real fucking hammered at Scores, and we brought back a girl that worked there to my apartment, and one thing happened to another, and then I kind of got freaked out and bolted.
You two were with a girl at the same time?
Yeah, well,
wait, that ain't the story.
Well,
Tell the story.
Things went down, and then
what went down,
when
Ralph?
Everybody's clothes were off, and then I didn't feel comfortable with a naked guy in the room, so I slept in Ganji's room.
Ralph, is that bullshit?
That's complete bullshit.
I didn't sleep. I'm not saying things didn't go down.
First of all, the weirdest thing, I'm not real clear on everything that happened. I know nothing happened with me and Gorilla, but I remember Gorilla. Gorilla was eating this girl out for about 6 hours.
Yeah,
I
was afraid to pick my head up.
We were smoking and doing this, and I think I was calm and done, and Gorilla still on her. And then
you already fucked her, and then Gorilla was eating her out.
No,
I don't know.
She had a mouthful.
She had a mouthful.
Yeah,
I might have been banging her, and she was.
No, it never got to that point. It never got to that point.
Ralph says he was banging her and you were getting a blowjob.
She was doing something with Ralph and I was doing something with her, and then I just kind of backed off the situation. I wound up waking up in Ganji's room. Like I didn't hang
I
too
woke
long.
up. I passed out at some point, and I woke up and Gorilla was still eating her out at 3 in the morning.
I don't think it was
ridiculous hour.
That's not true. You probably blacked out in the middle of the blowjob.
You didn't get freaked out and run anywhere.
Yeah, I
wish you would have. I wanted to bang her myself.
That's the whole thing. You wind up doing that in my bed, and I slept in Ganji's. That I know for a fact.
I don't know. The way I heard it.
Wow.
Those two double teamed the chick. They were both naked together with boners.
That freaked me out, dude. I really.
You look real freaked out.
Yeah. I went for it. I would say I went for it for about 20 minutes to half an hour, and then I wasn't in the room.
You probably ended up eating out Ganji.
No, because he wasn't there that night. Thank God.
But anyway, these two had a night where they double teamed the chick.
I didn't know they were ever that close.
Oh, yeah. Naked, boners. Almost.
I don't need to be close to somebody to do that.
Did you see his boner, Ralph?
I don't. I guess I probably did. I don't really
was he
remember.
Getting a blowjob while you were banging her?
That never happened. I know it didn't happen. There's some things that are very clear about that night.
Well, so what happened?
That's pretty much like when she was with you, and then she kind of got with you, and then I didn't really want to stay in the room, and I left. And I know you wound up having sex with her in my bed that night because I changed the sheets. I fucking burned them, actually.
But seriously, there is this weird like didn't you try to date Grillo's wife or something?
Oh no! One of the first
score, she rubbed my cock.
What? That's when we first started dating. She was hammered.
Yeah. See what I mean, though?
No, she thought, because I had told her the story with Ralph, and she was like, "Oh, okay, let's make that happen." And I was like, "Absolutely not!" But we left Ralph in the fucking street with a fucking heart on. Like, what are you doing? I was like, "Fuck no!"
Yeah, I thought
slam the door in his face.
Why do you want your wife?
Dude, it was maybe like the third or fourth date I was on with my wife.
Yeah. Why is she busy rubbing his cock?
I just met her.
All right. That's what I'm saying. So you've had this rivalry with Ralph. He's constantly.
Wait a minute. I didn't know they hung out that much.
Oh,
we did.
Listen,
we used to exchange Christmas presents and stuff. It was kind of like, I left the show. I got like the cold shoulder.
Why did you give Grillo the cold shoulder when he left the show?
Gorilla's crazy because first of all, why would I stop hanging out with him if he leaves the show?
I don't know.
Did you?
What does one thing have to do with another? I needed a connection to the Howard Stern show, and you weren't there anymore.
I don't know.
This is you again. And
so why did you stop hanging out with him?
Because he is such a fucking bummer. He never has money. He never has a job. He's constantly
complaining. That's not true. Back then, that's not.
Dude,
that's a fucking
you're
lie.
always complaining. You're getting fired from this place. The recession. I tried to start up a friendship with him again recently, and it's constant misery with him.
What does he say?
And then he starts emailing emailing me about bar things every Monday night. I get an email to come hang out. I need a job. You got to show up at my bar. And
I mean, it becomes your problem.
Yeah, it's constantly. It's like you don't want to hang out with somebody who's never has money, right?
Right.
So don't stay
You're
home
the
if you
only
don't have money.
person that's got a problem. I do. I go out when I have money.
Robin said the same thing to me. We were talking about you once. She said you're a bummer.
Oh my God, you're out of your mind.
No,
Stop
I'm
bringing
not.
me into your conversation.
Stop it. You know it's
You're
true.
You're full of crap. I never said that to you.
You said this. We had this conversation.
God, Ralph, stop it.
Ralph.
We've had this conversation.
So the truth
I can't
comes out.
believe you. I
can't believe you don't
nothing to
remember.
do with this.
I'm
I
not-
have nothing to do with it.
Bringing you in, Robin. That's not
Really?
cool.
I'm
So
being
Steve,
honest.
are you a bummer? Do you?
And didn't I say to you the other day?
You did.
Didn't I say to you the other day that I really like Gorilla and I feel bad like coming in here and like ragging on him or whatever?
Right.
No, I
do
wasn't
like
a
you,
bummer
but-
back then.
You were.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
No way.
Yeah.
Why-
You,
that's
you
that's
turned into a
impossible.
bummer. Yeah, like when you left the show, you just got bummed out.
No, I didn't. I was
you
fine.
wound things up. Like, remember there was some sort of contest and Gorilla got mad at me because I stole his segment and his VCR. And
Did you tell
No, I
Stamos
remember
he
that.
was a bummer?
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Yeah. I was just telling you where he's a bummer. No, of course I did. I said, I've never talked to
Did
Stamos
you
about Gorilla.
sabotage his relationship with Stamos?
Actually, me and John had a three-way with now.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Well,
With
this
George.
is something.
Oh my. Oh my.
Let's go to Dan. Dan, you're on the air. All the truth coming out this
I'm
morning.
shocked.
Yeah, there's a lot of shocking
I'm
revelations.
shocked that Robin's lying.
I can't
Oh, man,
believe
that's
you
fucked
said
up.
that. I don't recall
That's
ever
fucked
saying
up.
that.
Well,
I don't recall you pleading
I
the
don't
fifth.
recall us. First of all, I didn't know you were close to Grillo. So how could we have ever even had a conversation about Grillo?
Dan, go ahead.
yeah, that was a good one.
Dan in Philadelphia.
It was
go
not
ahead.
the other black woman, you know.
Oh, the other one.
Was it the one we slept with?
Dan,
Yeah, it was a black chick.
was it a black chick?
Yeah.
You
She
guys,
was hot.
you double teamed the black chick.
Yeah, she was dirty girl. She was so much fun.
I don't understand. You guys were high. She got naked. You both got naked and fucked her.
Yeah,
No, I did not. I did not. I know I did not.
Did you get a blowjob, girl?
No, I got nothing. I
Did you eat her out?
I'm telling you, I got
Ralph
left.
swears he saw you eating her out after he
something
came.
like that happened, and then I
Something
went.
like that. I'm
then-
like,
then
my
I,
God, this guy's going at her for like 6 hours. I was completely.
dude, you were completely bombed out of your
Gorilla had
skull.
the room was like thick with fog. That's why I couldn't really even remember seeing
Oh,
him.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
so much smoke in there.
Yeah,
but I
we
just
did blow
remember
a couple
Gorilla
of
just
bong hits.
eating her out for like
Yeah,
ever.
dude,
It was
you're
the
out of your
weirdest
mind.
thing. I passed out after I banged her. I woke up and Gorilla's still eating her out.
No way, that's a load of shit.
Is that your thing?
No way.
Well, don't be ashamed
I'm
of it.
good
Girls
at it.
did
I'm good
that.
at it,
Robin
but
likes that, right?
Well,
I
not after
definitely.
I've had you.
Gorilla, go eat Robin out.
Go show Robin.
Give me my snorkel.
Go
Do you
eat the
love?
real
Is
doll
that your
out.
thing? Eating a girl out?
Well,
You like it?
I enjoy it. Sure, why not?
You're good at it.
I tend to think that I am. Sure, my
What is
wife
your
doesn't
technique?
complain.
What is your technique? that you-
Slow and easy, brother. Slow and easy.
And so after Ralph finished and came,
No,
blew
I
his
never
load,
saw that. I never got any backsplash. I told him I left the room. There
He
wasn't,
claims
there
you
was
had
nothing like that.
you ate every bit of his back.
Oh yeah,
That's what he told me.
Nice fucking try.
That's
Keep
what he
dreaming.
told me.
son.
How'd my dick taste,
Yeah.
Gorilla?
I didn't kiss her. That's for
I
sure.
hate to be.
Yeah, that
honest
did
with
not
you.
happen.
I don't know.
I know that did not
You
happen.
do say you ate her out.
I was freaked out. Yeah, it kind of like it started, and then I bolted. I'm telling you, I bolted. There's no doubt in my mind.
You were
It was
back-
one of those things that are very clear in my head. I don't belong in this room right now.
You were back there at some point.
What's that?
You were back there at some point because, like I said, I remember waking up. I banged her. I passed out. I got up. I woke up like in a fog, and I look over, and there's Gorilla like.
No, I don't think so. I doubt very
Over,
much.
like in the bed or something. I was like, okay, I gotta go.
No, you slept over. What are you talking about?
I did. I
slept
passed
in
out.
Ganji's room.
I left.
That did not. I don't know what in between what fog you're talking about, but that didn't happen after you passed out.
Okay.
Well, listen. I mean, the fact that you guys almost
I would
shared
say,
Gorilla's
yeah,
wife is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that was very early on, my friend.
I mean, what, Ralph put the moves on her?
He tried to, and she like, listen, my wife doesn't drink anymore. She's fucking. But when I first met her, she was fucking pounding the fucking the margaritas like there was no tomorrow.
She was
I had
fun. And like, yeah, she was great.
Fun.
You liked
she
her.
was.
I loved her.
You
Every
should have
time I
stolen
ran
her too.
Yeah, every time I ran into her in a club, she'd like start rubbing my cock. I'm like,
yeah, I don't think
nice.
every single time, Ralph.
Well,
there
a
you
few
go.
Maybe
times.
once or twice.
Yeah.
That's like 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
I was doing my own thing too, so that's why took a while.
Well, yeah. Well, all right. So anyway, the point is, you guys were close.
Yeah.
and now you're not.
I'm shocked at how I didn't even know they were this close.
They were
Friends come
close.
and go. Friends come and go. You know, what are you going to do?
And Stamos is the prize. You know,
Now,
listen.
why did you complain to Stamos too? Is that what happened?
What's that?
Did you complain to Stamos?
Never. I'm not going to bother him.
We should have gotten Stamos here.
I know. That's
You
what
know
I'm
this.
saying. We got to find out why Stamos
Get
dropped him.
Call Stamos.
Kind of cool that two guys are fighting over Stamos.
I'm not fighting, but I just want to say I'm not fighting. I mean, I love being
Did I
friends with
forget to
John.
say no
and-
homo too?
Well, Ralph is right. He is not fighting. He won.
Yeah.
There was no fight. You didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I didn't.
As soon as I told John
Obviously.
how creepy you were and that you
Yeah,
never have
see?
a job
There's the
and you're
truth.
a bummer.
All right, let's go to Dan. Dan in Philadelphia.
Seriously, Grill, you're so paranoid.
Oh, I'm sure. You don't know the
It's,
half
it's
of it.
like when you got mad at Howard because he didn't give you that PA job on the movie and that ruined your film career. Like,
What are you talking about? I was working on I worked on the whole movie.
you were
He was
running.
there.
You were.
I was there every day.
You were supposed to be his assistant, and Gorilla was
Thank
running.
God I
around,
wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing.
And Gorilla was running around. He dangled in front of me like a Garrett for months.
All right, let's go to Dan. Let's go to
But
Dan.
he's right about that, by the way. There was a specific position on the movie, and we didn't recommend Gorilla for it. I know he was very
No,
bitter.
but you know what? I understand that now. because-
Gorilla was my right-hand man at the radio show. I
But
needed him.
I didn't. You know, what? I didn't understand the way it goes down on a movie set, and it was probably the best. Someone else knew better that I shouldn't have been your assistant because I would have been lost.
Right.
You know, I know now what's going on, but you know,
But Steve, that wasn't what it was. There was an opening for a sound engineer guy, and actually, remember Dan?
no, that wasn't it. I was already a PA. Dan got that job after the fact.
No.
Yeah. Well, yes, there is. I got hired as a set PA,
That's right.
and Dan got the job after the fact.
All right,
they didn't have
let's let everyone calm down.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
I shouldn't have had that Red Bull.
I was going to say, you are shot out of a cannon.
Red Bull and green juice. Forget about it.
All right, let's go to Dan. Dan, you're on in Philadelphia.
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
All right.
I just want to say, Gorilla's fucking being a little bitch and baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should fucking just stick to dated. But yeah, that's fucking dumb bullshit, Gorilla. You gotta admit.
Maybe it is, but we're here, aren't we?
You're whining about it. Yes, you're just doing anything to get on the air. Fucking.
No, excuse me. I don't do anything to get on the air. They called me, sir.
Right. No, I wanted Steve to give him a chance because I knew this was festering. I knew that he was holding it in. He
Plus, he's
feels badly
hilarious.
about losing.
Sir, you're home laughing?
Steve, you
Of
have to
course,
move.
I'm home laughing because you're a fucking joke.
Good. That's great. I'm not a joke, but it's funny.
Steve,
You know you are a joke, dickhead.
Okay.
All right, Dan.
That's
Thank you.
getting really mean.
Yeah. Why be mean to Steve?
What the hell did I do to him?
Steve
know
lost
what?
Stamos.
You have to just move on in life.
I have moved on in life, my
Just
friend.
go back to your electrician thing and
That's no.
get a job. and-
Actually, things are going pretty good right now, so I'm not going to complain.
All right, Jim, go ahead in Raleigh, North Carolina.
that means I can call you if you're going to stop complaining.
All right, Jim.
You know, Howard, it's good that Ralph stole Stamos because, you know, Grillo turned out to be kind of a, you know, a nobody loser, and Ralph's still your best friend and on the show and shit, you know?
Well, Stamos knows where his bread is buttered.
Stamos knows how to pick his
That's
friend.
right. Stamos always goes with the winners. Well, Steve, I feel your
I can't
pain.
imagine all those calls are positive about me.
Casey Armstrong, what do you want to say?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Casey.
Hey.
Hey, listen, you know, somebody told me the other day, they said, I bet Steve Grillo could beat you in an IQ contest.
I
And,
believe
it
Steve
made
would
me
beat
very
you.
angry.
Wow.
He would not beat me. No way. You think he would beat me?
I think it'll be close, but I think I might pull out.
No. Hey, Howard, who's smarter, me or Steve?
Robin, Casey Armstrong
He's
versus Steve
asking
Grillo.
if he's smarter than Steve
Who do you think would win on an
Grillo.
IQ test?
That's a horse race, man.
I know. I'm going to say Steve's got to be a little bit
Don't
ahead
forget,
of KC.
Casey got a 700 on the SATs combined.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, that he didn't do
What did you
very
get?
well.
I got a 900.
So there you go. You're already 200 points higher on the SAT.
Well, I hope he's smarter than me. He's got me on some program.
What?
Yeah, he's got me on some mass muscle program, like a protein thing, so I could drop a couple pounds.
Hey, Casey, do you think you could steal Stamos from Ralph? All right, here's the question. Would either Gorillo or Casey break 100 on the IQ? That's lower than Sal, who got a 102.
Oh.
And slightly, that's somewhere in the Jeff the Drunk range. Do you think these two guys could beat
102.
102? Or could they even break 100?
I know I could.
I think Casey can't break 100.
Really?
I will. You will put bet on it. I will.
Ask him a general knowledge question.
Well.
Casey.
Yo.
I'll ask him a math question.
Oh, just had to explode.
What's 9 times 7?
63.
Hey? See, I think Casey could beat him if Casey like was just straight, like, and not.
Steve, did you know
crazy.
that?
Yeah, I'm a bartender.
All right,
I'm
let me ask
doing
you,
math.
all right, let me ask you something.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
What's 9 times 7?
9 times 7 is 63.
All right, good.
Hey Howard, can I ask Casey a question?
Go ahead.
Because you know what, when we were talking on the wrap-up show, we found that a lot of guys took online IQ tests, and it turned out that they were pretty close to what they ended up getting.
Right. And Casey did one.
Casey, you did one. What did you get on that?
Well, it wasn't the best score, but I had to disagree with it because the questions were stupid.
He was arguing with the test.
0.0.
What did you get on that test?
Okay, I think it was like it was below average.
What did you get?
I don't remember the.
You know the number.
Come on, what was it?
I think it was like. Oh man, the 98 or something. I don't know.
Gary, what was it?
I don't want to know. I can't remember exactly, but I remember for some reason the number 88 is stuck in my head.
Right.
No, well, I can't double it.
88 is a dull adult.
Yeah, but I will. Look,
Simple.
Here's the kicker.
Simpleton.
I've taken those tests.
My money's on Grillo.
No way.
Grillo, you could beat an 88, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
You're fucking retarded.
I didn't get an 88, and I took it when I was a kid. And
kid, you took it when you were here.
You took it online when you were here.
I did.
Yeah.
You don't even know when he took it.
Yeah, okay, I'm betting on Grillo.
I'm going Grillo all the way. Grillo, Casey, you're in the next grouping.
Okay.
I will do it, and I will beat him, and you will all.
So who are you kidding, Casey? You won't even show up. You just don't show up to things.
Yeah, who's betting that Casey will show up for the IQ test? I could actually sit still for 2 hours. Yeah.
Jason's telling me. Jason's the one who scored the test.
Yeah.
And he said it was an 88.
An 88.
He's wrong. He's mistaken. He's thinking of somebody else.
I do miss Casey.
Sorry, sorry, Donnie.
I miss Steve too. All right, Casey.
I love you guys. Hey,
you know what? If I'm quitting in December, last show we got to have the whole gang back. Everyone,
Oh yeah, everybody.
That'd be cool.
One big
Reunion of
alumni.
all.
Last show.
Even Jackie the Joke Man.
You got to think about that.
I want a piece of the commercials.
Who'd you say?
Stuttering John?
No.
Really? Ouch.
Fuck him.
Wow. Scott Einziger?
No.
No.
Fuck him too.
Well, I guess we won't be having everybody back.
Almost everybody back.
Almost
Yay!
everyone will be back. No, you know what?
Robin
We'll have-
Radzinski?
Let's have
Yes.
everyone back.
Yeah.
Even Scott, even John, everyone.
Really?
Okay, really?
Wow.
We should. It's our last show.
Yeah, might as well.
Is that really going to happen?
Well, it could be.
I hope not,
You're
man.
not a quitter. You're gonna keep going.
I'm a quitter.
You're not a quitter.
I'm,
But
I'm living with Stamos.
I heard what you said the other day about waking up and being on the beach and stuff. That's got to be really tempting.
I got to tell you something. That alarm this morning, and last night I got woken up by a mosquito of all things.
What?
A mosquito.
In Manhattan?
Yeah, or something.
Lost mosquito.
Yeah, and I got up, I pished, and then I couldn't get back to sleep.
I bet that doesn't happen at the Hamptons house.
And that alarm went off, and boom, that was it. I go, this isn't right. 4:30 in the fucking morning.
Well, yeah, but you can start a little later. You don't have to get up at 4:30. Get up at like 7 and come in, start the show at 8 or
Can't
7
they
or 8.
replay it in the morning?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's what I think.
Nobody's up listening at 6 a.m. except crazy people.
See why Stamos hangs
Exactly.
around with these two guys? Look at all the good advice he gets.
How smart they are.
No wonder he confides in them. Look how they lead you right down a good path.
Yeah.
These two. But all right, boys, listen. Casey and Grillo could definitely match up on a big IQ test.
All right.
My money's on Grillo.
Cool.
Casey, thanks, bro.
Hey, good to hear from you guys. Hey, I'll get you in shape. Come by Max Muscle in Orange County, baby.
Max?
Yeah, they're trying to help me out. Thank you very much.
What do you mean,
man.
Max, M-A-X?
Yeah, MAX, Max Muscle. Me and Tom Rogers out there. I'll get you in shape, brother. I get people. That's what I do.
Yeah,
right.
so they're gonna help me out, and hopefully I can drop a couple
Yeah,
pounds.
because Grillo's fat right now, and
Yeah.
we gotta, we gotta get. Like, how does he look? Howard, does he look pretty fat?
I'm chubby.
He looks scary.
Yeah,
Looks
he's
scary.
dressed all in black, like head
scary
to
With
toe in
those,
black.
what is the glasses?
Oh, I forgot to take them off.
He looks like he's from The Sopranos, and it's like 100 degrees outside.
It's not 100 degrees in here.
Yeah, but he used to be kind of charming. Now he's a little scary looking with that beard and the whole thing. He's got a magician's goatee. What?
You know how fat people don't eat in front of you?
Right.
I'm sitting in a green room with Grillo. He pulls out one of those green drinks. He literally Robin's green drink.
Right.
He's drinking it, and he goes, "I drink this every day." I go, "What else are you drinking?"
Yeah, that's about it. That's it. I do one good thing for myself during the day, and then I pretty much.
You ever think Stamos dropped you because you're fat?
I was in good shape back then. That's not it. That's fine.
All right, boys. What's the resolution on this? Because I am running out of time. What have we learned today? Have we learned anything?
Grillo, do you still believe that Ralph badmouthed you to Stamos?
I think he had something to do with the demise of my friendship with John Stamos. Maybe
So
not
you're
to the
gonna hang on-
degree that I probably think in my head.
You're going to hang on to that.
No, I won't. I can let go. I'm
No,
pretty
I
good
mean,
at that.
no, I'm telling you nothing. You didn't come up in
Well, if that's
conversation.
what you say, then I'll bury
There was
it.
never a time that I went to Stamos and said something to him. You just never came up. I'm sorry to say.
All right, then if that's what you say,
I mean,
I'll
I
have to
didn't say,
believe it,
"Hey,
but-
let's call Gorillo and hang out with him."
And if I'm a bummer when I talk to you, I apologize. How's that sound?
That's wonderful.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Ralph, would you consider giving someone to a girl, maybe not Stamos, but maybe Sandra Bernhard or
I'll take Sandra Bernhard. Hell yeah.
Natalie Maines? Can you give him somebody? Jillian Barbary, Jimmy Kimmel, any of these people? Would you allow
Who would
him?
you let go?
Could you give him a phone?
Sandra would love my wife.
There you go. Why? Why would she love the wife?
Well, my wife is hot.
Your
she-
wife's hot.
And she likes chicks.
She does?
Yeah.
Does she ever bring girls home?
Yeah.
No
But your
kidding.
wife doesn't drink anymore. She's no fun.
Yeah,
she doesn't,
you're right.
she doesn't give hand jobs.
Yeah.
like she used to.
Yo, fuck you.
Would you give Grillo Sam Simon so he could stay?
No, please,
God,
come on.
no,
I'm a big
no.
Simpsons fan. Don't do that.
No.
Let me get Sam for a weekend.
Now, Sam, I did tell to stay away from Gorilla. I said he's a huge Simpsons fan. He's creepy.
Would you?
Yeah,
Ralph,
that I'll admit.
I know that you you stay at Sam Simon's house. He takes you to Hawaii.
I want to stay at Sam Simon's house, man.
Yeah,
Actually, he gave me an entire house to stay in.
Could you bring Grillo
Cato.
with you to one time with the house?
Come on, man.
No.
That's not cool.
No.
I love Sam Simon.
You've managed to.
Are you going to
network-
be in LA in a couple weeks? You could stay on the floor in the cabin.
All right, cool.
You can
No, I
stay-
know. I
There's
know.
a dog bed you can lay in.
I know. In a couple
All right.
of weeks, you are going back to Sam Simon's compound. He's
Yes.
allowing you to live on one of the properties.
Yes.
Why can't Steve stay there with you for the week?
My birthday coming up.
Oh God, that'd be awful.
I'm
don't
a
wanna
fun
do
dude.
that?
I don't give a fuck what you think.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, man. We'll have fun. I can talk about how bad things are and I need a job.
We can go to a club. You cannot spend money because you don't have a job.
So I can still have a good time. I'm not going to be in your pockets.
Oh man.
Wow.
Where do you get your money from anyway?
I have a
Sam
job.
Simon?
I have a job.
Works for me.
I have several jobs.
He looks so well dressed and has all this money. You pay him that much?
Well, I mean, he does okay.
I don't spend all my money on pot.
Oh, okay. Other things.
What if Steve dresses up as a dog and lives on Sam's dog compound? So that's
Believe
got to
me,
drive
it's
you
a good
crazy
life.
that Ralph's kind of figured out how to get into Sam
I've
Simon's
gotten over it, but yeah, just the fact that Sam and him are that close, I'm like, damn.
How about David Arquette? Is he coming in today? Maybe he's up for grabs.
Well, let me
I
tell
would
You
like to
haven't
hang out with
taken
David
him yet,
Arquette.
for sure.
No.
David Arquette
We'll see. Get him in here. Let's
has a
see.
house in Malibu, and every Sunday they have parties, and
Really?
they have Jennifer Aniston over and all
Oh,
these
maybe
people.
I'm going to be in Malibu in a couple weeks. Maybe I'll stop by David's house.
There you go.
I can't afford it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Neither can I.
Let's go to
Thank you, Sam.
Christy in Grand Rapids.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, Grillo does kind of sound like a whiner because there's actual reasons to hate Ralph. And this whole
There's plenty of good reasons to dislike
I
me.
finally got people to not hate Ralph.
You say you hate Ralph, but not for stealing Stamos.
Yeah, who cares about Stamos? I mean, he's just generally a vapid cunt. Who cares?
Stamos is a great guy.
Don't talk about Ralph's friend like that.
What about George Takei? Why don't you put a move on
I
him?
love George Takei. I'm excited to meet him, actually.
Right. Why
I
don't you
love
try
him.
and hang out with him?
George, lunch today?
No, I've got a date.
You don't want him to have Grillo on you?
I can't tell you how charming it is to see and hear two straight guys fighting over another man.
Actually, I interviewed George the other day for Geek Time, and I mentioned to George to stay away from Gorilla.
Actually, George can't go to lunch with you today, Steve, because he has lunch with Ralph. George, no, be honest. If you had to pick one, I'm being serious now. If you had to pick one of these two to hang around with, would it be Ralph or would it be Steve? Who would it be?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Who would it be?
Ralph seems to be the more rational one.
You'd have a good time with me, George.
See,
Yeah, I
Steve,
haven't really met
Steve,
you.
now-
Yeah, you haven't. I think we
Steve,
need to
Ralph,
get to know each other.
Ralph didn't badmouth you there, and yet
Okay,
George
so-
chose him again.
Yeah, well, look,
And there's
Ralph's
only
got it together.
and there's only room for one Stern Show friend for these.
I guess so, really, but he's got to split his time up somewhere.
Right. Artie's not around now, so George needs another Stern Show.
CWB, you're on the air in Nashville.
Morning.
Morning.
Steve, is it true that that your next acting role is going to be a piece of toast in a Denny's commercial?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Let's go to Mark. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, does Ralph have any distinguishing marks? I mean, can you pick his cock out of a line?
Not at all, sir.
What about when you saw Ralph's cock?
I didn't see it. It was like it was in her mouth.
Well, you can get an idea what's going on. That is gross. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you, I, as a guy, never want to be in a room with another man naked.
Me neither. I
sharing a
do.
girl.
I don't like. I used to wrestle and stuff. I hated taking showers after the fucking matches and stuff.
And then
I
you
go
are
home
with
sweaty.
Ralph, and Ralph's getting blown. And
Dude,
fucking,
I
and you're eating this girl out.
tip
I
my
think a
toe.
three-way is kind of hot. I mean,
You said at
Not
one
with
point,
another guy. Ugh.
but you said Gorilla
Whatever.
was at one end and you were at the other at one point.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
That's
Right?
where it stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, it's as close as I'll ever get ever
You
in my
might
life.
even be able to look
we
each
didn't
other
cross
in the
swords or
eye.
anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no. nothing like
but
that.
still, you both were hard and doing
Yeah,
a
it
girl.
was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty.
Did you look at
disgusting.
each other?
No, I pretty much kept my eyes
Oh,
averted.
come on. You got to be able to see the other
No,
guy.
no, he's right about that. It was like
Yeah.
we weren't like oh like hey, we were kind of avoiding each other and kind of focusing on her.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it-
mass avoidance.
Was it erotic for the woman? Was she getting off on the whole thing? Two guys doing her at once?
Steve has a small penis, by the way.
He does. You saw it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not
This is
that.
why he's so upset.
Probably.
Let's.
We need a lie detector on that shit.
Yeah, I think so. Let's go to one more call.
Robin, want to go out with me and Steve?
No.
Let's go to Candy.
He'll lick you like he'll lick you for
I've never
hours.
seen you two together.
We're gonna go do the real doll.
Was it weird that Grillo licks way too long, right?
Way too long.
I was young and stupid.
Remember I told you that?
Yeah, I know.
I
You
just
told me.
like
Dude, I was
hours.
I've known about this
hours.
forever.
It wasn't hours.
Hours.
Dude, we drank a bottle of vodka. You got to tell me you got to.
I drank, I passed out, I sobered up, and you were still going
No
at
way,
it.
dude. I slept. I woke up in Ganji's bed, dude.
Maybe he was doing Ganji.
Were you licking Ganji?
Yeah, luckily he wasn't there.
Candy, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. Ralph is like the gay Kato Kalin. First of all he does is mooch, mooch, mooch. He has no real friends. He's just there. He's a
Well,
loser.
people like him.
Gay loser. Kato Kalin.
Why would I be a loser? Why are you branding me a
You
loser
don't do
though?
anything. What do you do?
Sounds like a winner.
Big homo, and all you do is mooch off of people. You do nothing. You're a
That's-
big homo.
That's not entirely true.
What do you do, really?
Not
I'm
entirely.
bisexual and I don't mooch off everybody.
Do you have a real job?
I do. Yes, I get a paycheck every week.
Okay.
Well, once every 2 weeks.
Blowing the fags on the side of the road, and they throw you a nickel. Is that a paycheck?
Now, Candy, you use the word
So
homo a lot.
silly.
You're a lesbian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like a black person saying.
Wow.
nigger.
Wow. I'm shocked no man would want you. She's a lesbian, not by choice.
All right. Thank you,
That
Candy.
voice.
Thank you.
Guys can't get hard around her.
All right. Let's go to Sean.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Hey, why don't you get Stamos on the line?
Yeah, I don't know how to get a hold of him
It's
now.
kind of early.
Hold on, Ralph's got it.
Ralph knows how. Ralph can't.
It almost doesn't matter what he has to say.
Yeah. You might ruin it.
All right, boys.
He's
well,
not going to say anything to hurt
do you want-
Grillo's feelings.
Do you want his
what's
number?
that? I don't know. What's he going to say?
I don't know.
He's going to say, "Oh no, I like Steve."
I like Grillo. I'll
Yeah.
call him and give him my number again.
I'm not a creepy guy, man. I swear, I'm a lot of
You
fun.
want to call Stamos? and
No,
find
not
out?
really. You know, not.
Why
on
don't
this-
you ask Stamos and settle this? Settle it once and for all.
I don't want to bother him now.
Why not? Call him up.
busy,
He's a
isn't
friend
he?
of yours.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Well,
I think he was
Why
great.
don't you ask Stamos out?
He used to help me get laid, man. I appreciate what he did. It was fun. I had a good time with him.
Stamos helped you get laid?
Oh yeah, he introduced me to some girl at a party, and then he gave us tickets to go see him in the play. he brought us backstage. The girl was like, obviously she was calling me Uncle Jesse when I was fucking her, but you know.
Right.
Oh my God.
No, not really. But you know,
that was a joke.
I'm making a show business joke.
No, but
All right,
you
listen
know,
to me.
it was.
Steve, you have anything to promote?
Lord.
Yeah, well, I'm not 85% done with the pilot. I got a bunch of stuff done with that. It's the sizzle reel.
You fucked a pilot?
Yeah.
What is a pilot?
Well, so we're doing it. We did a scissor reel, and we got
scissor reel.
What's a
sizzle reel? That's
George,
what you
you're
use.
in the business. Do you know what a scissor reel is?
I know what it is.
Sizzle,
Oh,
baby.
sizzle.
Sizzle.
A sizzle reel.
I thought you said scissor reel.
I had to tell you, I'm reading for a pretty big director on Thursday.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Who is it?
I can't mention his name. I'm also I'm reading for.
Why can't you mention his name?
I'll tell you off the air, but I'll tell you who it is. But and I'm reading for one of the biggest casting directors in New York on Thursday.
And when you say you're reading, how does that come about?
Well, you get a size, and I have like the place where I do my acting. I guess I go to classes, CNC.
Yeah.
They pretty much got a couple of people like they have like for their students they have like you get to meet the casting directors and the directors get personal.
I don't know what he's saying.
What he's
I don't
saying
know why I
is
can't get this out for some reason.
Very fast and saying nothing.
There's a casting director.
Because I know you're trying to go to break. I'm trying to get it out real
in New
fast.
York and
All right, so you're promoting the fact that you're going to
David
read.
Vackery is casting director. He did Sex and the City 1 and 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to read for him on Tuesday.
Who's
and,
the director?
I'll tell you off the air.
You can tell us on the air.
He doesn't.
Is it
he requested that-
Scorsese?
No, it's not Scorsese, but it's he's done a couple of big budget films. So
George, do you
Lord,
think?
I'm dizzy from you.
George, what do you think of what? George, does it sound like Steve's on a major career role?
Well,
I'm trying.
There are thousands of actors that are in that position, and more
Reading.
power to you.
Yeah.
Does he sound like he's on a roll or speed?
George, you became an actor at a very young age. Don't you think at some point you just got to give up the dream?
When would you
No,
have
you
given
don't.
up if you had not?
If that's your passion, you got to keep going.
Keep going.
No,
Yeah.
great.
But his passion was being an electrician for a while.
No, that was never my passion. I did it out of desperation. It's two different. You got to love what you do for a living. Then
George, he's
I
got a
didn't love
wife.
that.
You have kids. He's got a wife. You got to support your family.
I know. I understand that, and I'm
Be
working very hard at
reasonable.
that.
What do you do?
I'm a bartender at the Bowery Wine Company.
I see. Yeah,
And
a lot of actors do that.
So, and I'm also looking to pick up another couple of shifts somewhere
a lot
else.
of losers do it too.
All right, look,
But
boys. All right,
I
Steve.
want to thank CNC Acting Studio because they've been helping me out a lot.
All right.
And I'm also doing. You'd appreciate this. It's called Guardians of Rescue. It's an animal thing. I'm going to be helping dogs get foster homes.
All right.
And they also, get dogs to help autistic kids.
The dogs will help the kids.
Yeah. They have like
they have a dog that
helper
helps the
dogs.
kids.
You know, they do
I'm
physical
sitting here
therapy and
saying to
stuff. But
myself, Grillo thinks he's helping. They're actually training a dog to work with him.
yeah, they got a dog waiting for
Special
me.
needs
But
dog.
Guardians of Rescue, it's an animal rescue.
All right, very
project.
nice, Steve. I wish you luck with all of your projects. It sounds like reading for these directors could turn into a very, very big.
And
thing.
He could be a young Joe Pesci.
There you go.
Has
I'll take that.
He's pretty much soon to be an old George.
Yeah, exactly. A middle-aged Joe Pesci.
He's a bloated Joe Pesci.
Top shelf liquor.
Guys, did we resolve anything today?
I don't really give a fuck, to tell you the truth. I like Ralph. We had a good time hanging out at one point, and I'm never gonna hate Ralph. It just what happened.
the show, and I couldn't be friends with him anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, but I'm a very forgiving person. Me and Ralph have a great history.
There's nothing to forgive. I didn't do anything.
You blew me off, motherfucker.
I didn't blow you
did.
off.
You blew me off, man.
I'm busy.
I was very hurt.
I'm busy.
Very hurt. So, I've always loved Ralph. I'll never.
No, I
Stop
told
loving
Steve,
Ralph.
I like hanging out with him. Sometimes you lose touch with friends. I saw him at work. I don't see him at work anymore. He doesn't work there. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell him. But I know I didn't. I know I didn't say anything to Stamos about.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'll believe it. So, but I don't hate him. That's the bottom line.
All right,
And I
guys.
still don't understand when John gave you his number, why you didn't call him.
I did. I was kind of busy at that point. I don't know. I
Well,
felt
you
like
said you
I
did,
felt like it was
you
already.
did, or
I didn't
you
want to
didn't.
bother him. I was
Yeah,
doing
you
an off
said you
Broadway
did.
show.
You called him or you didn't. I don't know.
I did. I think I spoke to him once after that, and then he was busy, so I just stopped bothering him.
Oh, so
I guess there's a line that I have.
Yeah.
I think people and bothering him.
Right.
I gotta look across it, I guess.
I think the deal is he just didn't want to be friends with you or something.
Maybe that's a possibility. I don't think so.
What do you think
Everybody's
Stamos?
blowing poor Steve off.
What do you think Stamos thinks about two guys fighting over him?
He's got to be flattered. We're both straight. At least I am.
I'm telling you again, I'm not fighting over Stamos.
All right, one guy.
How are you? Ralph, look at you.
Good to
David,
meet you.
nice to meet you. How are you?
Don't steal my
Good,
friend.
how are you?
Are you up for grabs?
I'm totally up for grabs.
Hold on. Everybody stop. When I was out in May, David invited me over for dinner. I couldn't make it. I'm coming back in October.
Come on.
Can I come by?
Bring it, man.
By that time, Gary, I will have
By the way, ignore these two.
the Arquettes.
Hey,
Right.
Ralph, when you come over.
I'd like
Do you
to
have
go.
a guest house, David?
Yes, we do.
Excellent.
You're watching CES Live, powered by Ustream.tv, the most powerful way to stream live video, and by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster family of broadcast and streaming systems. And now, CES Live.
I'm sad, Renee,
Why are you sad, Callie?
because the show's almost over.
Not yet, though.
Not
There's
yet.
more.
Yes, there is. I'm Callie Lewis.
I'm Renee Ritchie.
We are back for more CES live coverage here, CES 2014. I guess I should be glad it's almost over because my voice is going.
We're going to
all
take you for
bad.
some hot tea, some lemon, some honey. We're
We're
going to
about
get
to
you
watch
fixed up.
Ralph big
But
time.
right now, I'm going to let somebody else do all the talking. Ralph Sorella.
How are you?
Good.
You need a hot tea booth.
I
Where
do.
is that?
I don't know.
Probably Center Hall.
I mean, between trying to talk all the time and then it being so dry here.
Yes.
Like I woke up this morning and started talking to somebody. I was like, oh, hey, excuse me.
We all
Like
sound
the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, exactly. So Digital Phil just said in the chat room that he's been watching you for years.
Uh-oh.
And for those who don't know Ralph, he has been, on the Howard 101 channel for forever.
Yeah, you've been coming on for a while.
Yes.
Since the
been
beginning,
a-
pretty much.
A regular guest
Yes.
for the Geek Time show.
Yes.
So he and I go a little while
A little
back.
ways back, and this is the second year we're broadcasting. You're going to come on tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's, I'm new to this, and I was just saying that, it's almost better not to have to come to the show. Like the show that you do is great because you weed through everything because it's just so much stuff, and I don't know what to do, and I have ADD, and I'm just like, oh, shiny stuff. Look at that.
I got news for you. Even if you don't have ADD, you do at CES.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people were coming up to me, and I barely introduced myself. I was like, "Who was that?"
Yeah, because somebody starts talking to you, you don't want to be rude, but you're like, whoa, what's that? What just walked by?
Exactly.
There's like, did you see the fake robot over there? I'm really upset with that. They had me for a minute. That orange place over there, they have
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing going like this. It's really good, but it's a guy in a suit, right, on a Segway.
You know, but
that's wrong.
Did you see that either this year or last year? They got me last year.
Did they? I was like, wait, that arm is like a little too fluid.
good.
Yeah. And then I realized, okay, the base looks like a Segway. I'm like, oh, you got me. But it was so
Disappointed
cool.
by a human. That's what we've come to.
Yes, exactly.
You're going to come on and I want to talk to you about it on the show, but let's talk about it here for a minute. These 4K, 8K TVs, I mean, 6,000K, it's getting a little ridiculous to me because, most of the world doesn't have a 100-inch screen. And that's where you really have to, have to see the difference.
Right.
Sharp had Sharp had something interesting. They had like an upscaling sort of thing that gave you for half the price. They give you something similar to it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Well, upscaling is something that we've seen traditionally in TV, the TV world, going back many
From
years.
SD to HD, they did a lot of upscaling.
Exactly. And so it's natural that we're seeing it with 4K as well until we get enough content.
Yeah, how do
You
we?
were
We
talking
don't even
about
know how
there's
we
no
get the
content.
content. Like,
No-
there's no
yeah.
disc for it. There's no
Yeah.
internet bandwidth for it.
Yeah.
Sony puts a giant server on your carpet. I mean,
Right. And now, we were talking about this yesterday on the show. It's like you get something and it's really popular, like 3D. Like there was a bunch of 3D last year. There's no 3D this year. So,
Yeah, 3D is very
Didn't stick.
few and far between here at CES 2014.
That's why they're so hyper with 4K because 3D did not work for them.
Yeah.
They gotta go to something
Yeah.
else.
And this is a lot easier. You don't need glasses. But the other thing that as I go through this, and you see, it's so hard for anybody to stick out. And you see cases and cases and cases, and it sort of bums me out because I see this technology like the Blue Flame.
Yes.
Like that's a great little thing, but now I have to buy into that case. Like,
yes.
can't there be a universal case that we can? Because then I have my sister got me for Christmas this great iPhone lens, but that screws on, and that needs a case.
Right.
It's like, and then the phone changes,
You
and
know
then
the Holoclip, right?
the what?
The Holoclip.
Which one's? Oh,
For
yes.
your iPhone 5, it
Yeah.
just snaps on the top of your
It
phone.
snaps
you don't
on
have
like
to have
right.
a case
Yeah.
specifically for it, So
Yeah, I didn't.
there
I didn't
are-
want to tell my sister that and bump her
Okay.
out. Oh, you got me the wrong one, Lauren.
No, now you just did.
Yeah, I don't think it's Lauren.
The geek etiquette rules need to
Yeah,
be established
yeah.
better.
I was a little annoyed. It's like, she could give me a list for Christmas. I gave her a list, and that was on it, and I gave her the exact thing, and then she just got me another one.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, I'm just saying, but there
Yeah.
are, there are a lot of products that are proprietary into their system.
Yeah.
There are also a lot of products that are working towards trying to become a universal system, but with Android on the market, it's so difficult to be able to do that because everything is different. I mean, look at these 2 different phone sizes.
Yeah.
It's like-
Its strength is its
Yeah.
flexibility, but that means you have to deal with all the flexible alternatives people
Right.
come up with.
Isn't it incredible though? Like, especially with the iPad. I mean, you've got yours there. You've got a pad, whatever it is,
Yeah.
an iPad, a tablet. It's like something that didn't exist 3 years ago. Is just it's everywhere. It's just
Yes.
everywhere.
And
It's like,
it's
how did you
sometimes
get along without it?
More powerful than the computer I had 3-4 years ago.
Oh yeah, and with the apps too, it's like, I don't go to websites most of the time. If they have an app, you just go to the app and everything's there. It's like, why not just do it that way?
Well, what about health and wellness and fitness trackers and stuff? That's big here.
That's
are
big
you
here,
using
but
any
you
of
know
it?
what? I'm waiting for apples. I already
Wow,
ordered.
You're so into Apple.
I am. I love it. I love the way it looks. I just ordered the new Apple Watch thing. I just mailed them $500 and said, I'll take it.
Whenever it's
whatever.
ready, send it to this address.
I'm a super early adopter.
Right.
But seriously, I think they're going to nail it because, like I saw that new version of the Pebble Watch. Are they here, by the way? 'Cause
They
I couldn't
are
find
actually.
them.
I had one on my. You took a picture of me with the new Pebble, Watch.
Is it a
Steel.
little small? Is it like wearable?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Pebble, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit square, and it's got a nice metallic finish. It's got
Yeah.
a little Pebble brand on the front of it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I personally, I mean, first of all, being a woman,
Yeah.
I've got smaller wrists, right? And
Right.
so smart watches are not where they need to be for me personally.
Right.
I liked the look and the feel of the Pebble Steel, but I got 5 seconds to play with it, so I didn't really get into it too much.
I just think that, even though Steve Jobs isn't there anymore, I think Apple is going to nail it because it's like, I think I was walking around with my phone the other day in the city, and I was looking for something, and it was shooting off notifications, turn left, turn right, and stuff. And I had to have my phone in my hand, but I realized, hey, if it's on my wrist, but I don't, it's got to be. I don't know what it is, but it's not. I don't think it's that Pebble Watch. That's fun, and it's fun to play around with, and it's like a first version of something.
Yeah.
But you have to want to wear a watch.
That's with Apple. They're very patient. They didn't make a smartphone until there were Trios and Blackberries. They could
Right.
say, we don't like this. This is what we're going to fix. We can
Yeah.
solve this
Right.
problem.
Right.
And it's not sure that they know what problem to solve with the watch yet.
Right. I think they've had a couple stumbles this year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they tried to get stuff out too quick. I'm not a big fan of the new iOS at all.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, that's I think the first. time
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
that
Are you happy to hear that?
Not happy.
It's too
but just
elegant.
Surprised.
Don't give me elegant.
It's too
I'm like
elegant.
looking for the little arrow, and even when you do your little, you can go into accessibility and you can change both on it, but it's like I keep missing it. And now I got my mom an iPad, and oh my God, that's a nightmare. I'm like, she can't tap it right, but it's really hard. Like, and I'm going blind.
Yeah.
I'm 60 now, so I can hardly see. And
Not.
no, but you can't see you can't see this stuff on the new iOS. It's a bit of a stumble, I think.
So the chat room is asking where John and Baba Booey are.
Actually, John and Gary are doing a live wrap-up show now as we
Oh, are
speak.
they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they're here. They host that Last Gadget Standing
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
which is pretty fun. So they're going to come on tomorrow and talk about that a little bit,
Awesome.
which is fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think a lot, if people haven't listened to Geek Time, what
They
is
should.
it all about, and what should they be? Where should they go?
It's called Geek Time. I'm into geeky stuff. It's pretty much with the stuff that I'm into. Like, I got to feel passionate about it to talk
Right.
about it. And I get a lot of from you of not, a hard time about, just being into Apple, but I like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not into
No, not
Android,
at all.
and I can't.
Not at all, Renee.
I can't speak to Android because I don't have any of that stuff, and I don't use any. I almost got the S4
Yeah.
because I had an iPhone 4, And I was just like annoyed I wasn't getting it. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to get it. I'm done
I'll
with these
teach
guys.
them.
I'll teach them. Where's Steve Jobs? This wouldn't happen with Steve Johnson still alive. How many times do you hear that?
Right.
Every day.
Every day. But yeah, I just, it's, it might be comic books, do a lot of interviews. Trisha Helfer's going to come on next week from Battlestar Galactica, and she's got a new show coming on. So do interviews, talk comic books, tech, and we're here doing live shows.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What else have you seen at CES that you're really excited about?
Well, this is what I'm really excited about.
Oh, he's got notes in everything.
On your badge, if it says press,
Yes.
you get free stuff. I didn't realize that. So you go up and you go, do you have anything for the press?
Yeah,
And,
you say, you don't just hold your hand out and show them the bag.
like this. It's
Yeah.
like this. It's like
with a bag. Or
I do have the bag. That's another thing. You can get any kind of size bag you want here.
Right.
It's like everybody's got a bag. It's like trick or treat. But yeah, I went over to Gibson, and you don't even have the bag. You just like, oh, you're with the press. Here's a set of headphones.
I don't understand. Is this your first year at CES
Second year.
with press? Last year you weren't like.
I don't know if
press?
I think I was,
Or
but
maybe
now,
you just didn't use
but,
it.
but yeah, I know next year that it better say this because my co-host Chris Gore said something. He said something else, and he didn't get one. I
Now
felt
you
really
can
bad.
stress.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. So that was good. I saw the fake robot. I talked about
Yes.
the cases. I'm gonna go see I got appointments to go see the Oculus, that headset
Yeah.
display. I heard that's
Amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time someone watches it, you know exactly when they get to the part with the fake snowflakes, because they all just start looking up.
Yeah, because you can look around with the whole
Yeah.
thing, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I
Are
got-
you big into augmented reality and gaming?
I'm not big into gaming. I do have the new Xbox and PS, and I've been stuck in this traveling nightmare. I haven't even been home in like 3 weeks because I went to Florida for the holidays, and
Oh.
I got stuck there, and I couldn't get back home. So I'm here, and so I got boxes of stuff at home. My neighbor took my boxes and putting them in. She goes, "You got like 8 boxes here?" I was like, "I can't wait to get home and get my toys." But I think augmented reality is another thing that nobody has kind of done the right thing with yet.
Yeah,
You know?
well, we're still obviously at the very beginning
Yeah.
stages of augmented reality. The first time I saw it years and years ago, it was all about advertising and
Yeah.
having this information available to supplement the advertising world. And we're playing around with all sorts of different ideas. It'll get to where it's going to go eventually, but I think it'll
Yeah.
wind up merging with some
Yeah,
other
it's again, it's
technology.
like you got to get that the one person who might not even be in the business of that just has to have that idea. Oh, you know what this should do?
How it can
This
change a life.
This should merge with that, and boom, and you got it. Like I always love the story, and a lot of people don't know this that somebody walked into Steve Jobs' office with the iPad, the big thing,
Yeah.
and he goes, "No, not yet. They're not ready for that. Make it smaller. Put that into the phone." And that's so brilliant, and then you go and have the iPad. But augmented reality is fun, but you do it and then you're like, okay, I'm done with that now.
Yeah.
It's cool to hold your thing up and see a map come to life and go like that. But I guess with Google Glass or something, maybe. How do you feel about Google Glass?
It's certainly very interesting. I think it's obviously again at the beginning stages of where it's going to be.
Yeah.
But wearable tech in general is a great thing, and I just am fascinated by where we're going to go.
Yeah.
I see all this stuff, and that's partly my job is I see it all, and I'm like, okay, well, this is cool, but
Yeah.
I
Right.
want more.
Well, it's a great time to be alive, and
You
and
guys
see,
want me to
because
keep
it's
going with
such
this
a.
video?
I mean, this last less than 10 years, we're seeing such a shift, and these little kids are
Can I
not going to
continue this
appreciate
video?
it.
I know, right?
They're like they're running around with phones. I saw a
The
little.
worst phone they're ever gonna know.
Yeah, right. Their phone is going to be on here somehow when Apple gets that down too.
Yeah.
And boom, you answer your calls and it's stuck in your head or something like
You
that.
only have 4K television. What?
Yeah,
How
what's
did you
the matter?
live, you animals?
What's the matter with you? Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, this
Nobody
stuff is
wants
all
to
fun.
watch
We
this
love it,
video
right?
again.
And
Oh,
even if it's not
totally.
great,
Alright.
you start picking it apart. And you're like, wait a second, like 3 years ago. That's why I'm not a big like. I don't like. I still love the iPhone 1. I love
I'm
that
gonna wrap
form
it up,
factor of
guys.
it. I love that it's
I'll
rounded.
stream
That's
again
why I have this
later,
bumper
alright?
on it because I hate a
Hit
sharp
the
edge on it.
notification
I love
button
this
so
bumper
you'll get
case because
notified
it
when I
rounds
go
it out.
live.
You know,
Yeah.
and like I think
I
people.
just don't bumper.
I think
Alright,
people
I'll
get
let it
caught up
finish.
in the. I would say, because
For
you can
you,
get
man.
crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta get that. You don't have to get it. Think about like a year
For
ago.
you, man.
This didn't even
I'll let this
exist.
video
Calm
finish before I
down.
go.
Right.
Wait.
Well, there's the early adopters, and then there's the mid-early
Yeah.
adopters.
Unless
and
it's
then
from
there's
Apple,
the
get it right
late
away.
consumers.
Unless it's that thing that's
Get it
going
before-
on my
get it before
wrist.
they announce it.
Yeah, I think that somehow has to slide down or something,
Yeah.
or maybe be more of a bracelet than an actual watch. Because that's a weird thing because you always have to have it on then. I don't think it's necessarily going to go on your
Do you
wrist.
know what you'd
Mark
want them to
my
do?
words, people.
You know what you want them to do? What would you want from an Apple Watch? Would it be health, fitness, notifications?
Well, you know, I
Just
did
look
like
at
it that
such a
Pebble
word,
does
man.
have now an app store for it,
Yeah.
and people are coming to the app store, and you can see how this is going to be useful and not a novelty. And as
Right.
soon as companies and things start adopting it, then you'll see maybe you'll walk by something, you can program it to let you know where you are, and like, hey, something goes off. Because again, like you're just talking about, between the technology and the software, it's so much stuff, and I don't even, like we're saying, I don't think it's people making this stuff as much as it's the person who's going to get the idea and say.
Right,
Because I remember walking around with my flip phone and my camera and something else, and I said, geez, and it all felt about the same size. And I said, this really just needs to be squeezed together. And that's what Apple did.
Yeah.
Here we go with Apple again. But they really did. And even swiping, I mean, everything does that. So, you know, if you're an Apple hater, you still got to give them credit because your Galaxy thing wouldn't exist without them. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that. It wouldn't exist. It wouldn't. What's that?
Oh,
Yeah, that wouldn't
this
exist.
Is this is
That,
Samsung.
that wouldn't exist, Callie.
Even though
the thing around is, and you know what you know what I'm totally geeking out on. I love it every day. I went into the Apple store recently to get Apple TV, which I don't like. That's
Oh, you don't like the Apple
don't like
TV?
Apple TV. Yeah,
Okay.
let you buy into that expensive iTunes and you have all that content. I'd rather go with other stuff. But poor Callie. I'd rather.
He's got my cough button on.
I love the iPad Air. I went in to get the Apple TV, and the iPad Air had just come out, and I picked it up, and it is so light. And what they don't talk about too is it's thinner. You still have it's thinner. So now I can do that. You know, I have my Mini here, but I'm just as happy. Yeah, you can thumb, because that was my thing. I couldn't really thumb type with it, and it's about the size of this. Now they came out with the new Mini with the Retina display, but it's heavier. I don't like that. I don't even want an ounce heavier on my Mini. And that's another thing. I don't care between a regular display and Retina display. Somebody's like, I gotta have Retina. You don't need Retina display. What are you gonna see? So much detail. That's gonna be so much better, right?
Well, that's the same idea as 4K and 8K.
Exactly.
And you're excited about 4K,
No, I'm
aren't you?
saying, yeah, that's too much. It's like I'm looking at my Blu-ray of the Avengers, and I'm like, and I got like a 62-inch TV, and it looks amazing. Like, how much more amazing is it gonna look?
More amazing.
Have faith. Have faith.
Like I said, I don't early adopt everything, so I'm waiting for 20K.
Okay.
When do you think that's coming?
Fair enough.
I'm sure it's in
Maybe
Tokyo
another
right
10
now.
years.
Yeah, I just want to step into it. I'm sure somebody's working on that
Yeah.
somewhere.
Hey, so actually, I thought of something that I think will really actually like.
Yeah.
It's actually from one of our sponsors for today.
I saw you playing around with
You
it.
said
What-
actually
WYSIWYG
one
app.
more time?
So I haven't played with the new version. So this is a new version, and John has been the one to play with it. But basically, you can take this device, right? This would be made the controller device.
Can I just say for 1 second? What's it? What is it? What is this in here? What is it? What's the
This is
tablet
an
in there?
iPad.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go on.
Fair enough.
They put the best thing in it, but go ahead.
This is on iOS,
Right.
and so you can connect it like any more, like up to 10, I
Yep.
think, different iOS devices, and have different cameras working simultaneously.
That's cool.
Switch
Yeah.
between them live
So you just tap
right
the
here.
switch.
Just like we are doing, like switch between cameras real quick. Mark, switch between cameras real quick. Just any cameras.
There you go.
Whatever. Okay, now switch again.
So you can switch between all the
You
different
can do
iOS
that
devices.
with WYSIWYG.
That is so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That's the other amazing thing about the time we're living in now
Yeah,
is that you
exactly.
can, if you have a vision, you're not halted by technology or the
Right.
cost of getting something done. I remember reading something. I think it was Steven Spielberg about like 8 years ago when he said that. And I remember reading, and it always stuck in my head. He said, the thing with the technology is that you're not going to be stopped by how expensive it is. I mean,
Yeah.
like how expensive should that that thing should be thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? And it's like
now.
yeah, and it's just you stick your iPad and boom, you're done.
You can take one iPhone with that app and go out and cover CES all by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of that stuff tripods and different things. And you got remote tripods that can spin around. You can do your own shit. You don't even need a cameraman. You can sit there with your thing and boom, boom, boom. But you need these guys down there. You need the sound guys. All you need is the sound guys.
Exactly.
By the way, I love these headphones.
Yeah, they're great.
These are not the headphones; they're mics. But,
But
do you have a headphone in yours?
I actually am using IFB, so
That's cool.
I'm hearing. For those of you who don't know what IFB is, I am listening to the control to Mark. Mark is speaking in my ear right now,
like the Secret
saying
Service.
weird things. You guys can't hear it, and they can't hear it. So
Yeah.
that's what IFB
that's
does.
distracting. Do you get to you get time on the floor? Like how much?
So I actually went to press events like at night. So each Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, we went to press events. I have walked like halfway down the South Hall.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, I got to go.
So, yes,
I got to get in town earlier. Now I came in late Tuesday with
Oh.
flights and stuff. I got to go for the press stuff because
Yeah, if you
I
have
imagine you
press
get
badge, you
and
get
then,
all sorts of sneak peeks.
well, and also free stuff too, right?
Don't forget the free stuff.
Let's get back to the free
Have three
stuff.
more bags.
Yeah. And we did a broadcast from the Ford booth, and it was like Mustang. I was like, "You guys, are you done with this on Friday?" Because I'm going to drive home because I think that I got to get back to New York, and I don't know. The
Yeah,
flights are all still messed
I'm
up.
pressed. I deserve this.
Yeah. I'll talk about it on the show.
Speaking of the show is Geek Time.
The show is Geek Time. Let
And
me.
It's on Sirius 101. But you want
Fridays,
Yeah?
Fridays at noon, and then we're also on. Hold on, because we just switched some times. We're also going to be on 8 p.m. Saturday Eastern.
Fantastic.
So and then it'll get replayed and stuff, and we'll talk
Okay.
about it tomorrow. But it's Howard 101, and at my Geek Time, I tweet stuff out like that.
Fantastic. So
Cool.
definitely go check him out. Follow him on Twitter at My Geek Time. And we are going to say goodbye.
For now, I'm going to see you tomorrow.
You guys listen because John P. and I will
Yes.
be on Geek Time.
Yeah, where's John?
We're doing this whole mixture
Where's-
thing. He's right behind you.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
He's stalking
Nice to meet you. How are you?
And also, actually, Classic Matt Kevin had an idea earlier that you should come on Geek Beat on the regular live show on Fridays. So you should bring you in on Skype or do
I would
something fun
love
like
to.
that.
I would love to. My co-host now is in LA.
Yes.
And we just do it's amazing. And I just
Magic.
stick on my put my iPad and I can see him. It's great. It's fun.
Well, thank you so much, Ralph. Have
Thank
a great
you.
rest of the
I-
CES show. I hope you
I
get
will.
more free stuff.
Yeah, well, me too. If anybody's listening, just bring it over. If anybody's listening, press badge.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us all day long. We have thoroughly enjoyed having you in the chat room. And Renee, any final words for the chat room?
Chat room, you are amazing. You are handsome. You are generous. You are charming, and we
Wow.
appreciate each and every one of you.
Wow.
Yes, Sirius
what
does
a,
pay for my travel. I'm just looking at the chat room.
You got free travel to get free stuff. It's a great life.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another full day of coverage. Thank you so much to VisiWig. As you saw, that is a really cool app. You
I can't
can
wait
go
to get that free
win
one.
some
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be back
Geekbeat.tv/contest.
later on, all right?
You can win free
So do
cases from Sadio.
Free stuff.
Free stuff. And you can go check out QNAP